So good afternoon, everyone. Uh, Dear Dr. Rahul Gadam and dear faculty members who have joined this lecture and dear participants. This is my immense pleasure to get connected with all of you for this important talk. The talk is on 5G and IoT for healthcare. You find in the world of wireless communication system, you find in the world of mobile communication system, everyone these days talks about 5G and its application and scope. And one more thing is very important to note, during COVID-19, very tough time, you can see the role of the modern communication system, how the doctors, the physicians all across the world are communicating easily with the help of communication technology. So this is what is the beauty of technology, and its advanced one, the mobile, the wireless technology is 5G. Whereas IoT has also been making all of our lives very easy, very comfortable. So when we talk about IoT and 5G, we should not forget about the recent developments. We are one of the 5 countries in the world, and we are sending a robot, that is lady robot, to the space. Now think about this innovation. Think about this project. Let us think about driverless car. A driverless car which will be driving without assistance of any driver. Some 5 months ago, a truck carrying foodstuff was tested from San Francisco to another city, which was 600 miles away. And it could deliver all foodstuff in time without assistance of driver. So this is what is called as driverless car. We talk about environment monitoring system these days. Everywhere the things are becoming smart. And when we say that something is becoming smart, some computer or machine is becoming smart, it means there is a role of IoT. And when we say IoT, it's Internet of Things. And when we say Internet of Things, you can control, you can have anything in your hand, in your fingerprint. I remember 20 years ago when Reliance launched its mobile phone, I still remember they had byline Kar lo Duniya Muthi Mein. And I believe that IoT and this mobile technology have made this possible. The entire world is on our fingertip. So that Kar lo Duniya Muthi Mein has become absolutely true. And there has been a number of advances, a number of advancements in different areas of science, engineering, and technology with the help of mobile communication. So with this note, when we talk about driverless car, we must not forget that the driverless car is the brilliant example of artificial intelligence and sensor technology. So when we talk about sensor technology, sensors are part of electrical engineering, electronics engineering. And these days, sensors have also become smart sensors. Sensors are intelligent sensors. So the driverless car or the lady robot which India is sending to the space will be communicating or do communicate with the scientists and other people because of these advancements in the technology. These modern sensors, these smart and intelligent sensors. And when we say something as an intelligent, it means there is a role of artificial intelligence. So with this note, this is, you can see the outline of my lecture. The outline includes 3 important things we'll be highlighting. We'll be talking on 5G and IoT because the main theme of topic is 5G and IoT, and then how it could or it would benefit healthcare sector will be the second part of the talk. And thirdly, in last 5-10 minutes, we'll be discussing about challenges ahead in the area of implementation of 5G. So you can see one interesting picture here in this particular slide, 5G transforming lives. See, please understand one thing. Whenever we discuss, we talk about a technology, whenever we get new advancement, and the new advancement comes as an outcome of, as a result of thousands of research contributions, research initiatives, research approaches. And the ultimate objective of all those research and the advances in the technology is to improve the quality of life. The main aim is to improve the quality of life. The improving quality of life means, let us improve the quality of life for common man as well as everyone. To lead quality life means to lead comfortable life, to have access to technology. And if they have access to technology, they can get benefited of all the services, all the schemes of governments and different organizations. And therefore, 5G will transform lives. And one more thing you can see in the picture, in late 80s and early 90s, 2G and 1G started. I still remember in 1998 when I was in Delhi, that time I was with one of the member of parliament and he was struggling to use a 2G mobile phone those days in 1998. So we are talking about 5G, and if you Google about 5G, more than 25 countries have already started using about this technology. So in the similar manner, what I'm trying to say, in 1998, 3G was actually started. And when a 3G came, 3G could provide all the things, I mean, related to SMS. We can send SMS. Internet facility was started from 3G, but the speed was limited. Then the next technology became 4G. It started around 2008 to 2010. It has additional capacity. The additional capacity means more data rate, more bandwidth, more capacity of the internet. And therefore, video was possible after 4G. And you remember, after that only everyone started talking across the world on WhatsApp and other social media tools. The video call became so popular all across the world after 4G evolution. And the next, which we are going to talk about, is 5G. The 5G will include all the things which are there in 4G in earlier versions. And moreover, the Internet of Things, HD video, high definition video, extremely good quality of videos. And then Internet of Things will be the unique, contribution, unique thing which will be there in the 5G technology. Internet of Things, as I told you, it's combination of interconnected devices, all connected with a network for certain application. I'll talk about IoT. I'm just trying to give an introduction of the topic, what 5G is and what does it have the capability. It has tremendous capability of transforming the lives, transforming the society, and transforming the world. As I told you in the beginning, when we discuss about any mobile technology like 5G, and along with 5G, we also mention about IoT, two important things again come into picture. They are artificial intelligence, that is machine learning, and second is the sensor technology. So, but sensor technology, the machine learning, all those technicalities we'll not be able to discuss in this 1 hour lecture. But our objective is to just get exposed to what 5G, the overview of 5G technologies, its capabilities, and how the capabilities of 5G can transform in healthcare sector. So let's go ahead. This is one interesting slide that tells about evolution of cellular communication. I think I have already discussed something about it. in 1980s or late 80s, it started with 1G. We are not discussing here. We'll not be able to discuss much details about 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. We have to, whatever background information is needed, that I'm just trying to present. Then in 90s, 2G came, and you can see in 2G, second generation mobile communication or wireless communication system, the speed was around 9.6 kbps. Whereas after 2G, 2.5G, that had 10 to 150 kbps. When it came to 3G, the speed was extended to 2 Mbps. And still we are using 4G. In 4G, the speed is 100 Mbps, more than 100 Mbps. In good devices and in good network, even more than 100 Mbps is also obtained. So this is a brief evolution of cellular communication. We began with 1G. We are currently using 4G. Few important countries have already started using 5G, and we are yet to start, and soon we are going to use this. There is one more interesting picture. I think this picture tells you what does the different generation support. 2G supported voice and basic data, some basic data to some basic level. 3G supported voice as well as data. 4G supported more data, faster speed, whereas 5G, even more amount of data, more speed, and more number of applications. Huge number of applications could be connected in a network where 5G will be deployed. So this is what is 5G. This is one more picture. I'm just giving the introduction. I mean, in 1G, there was a phone call which was possible. In 2G, text messages or SMS was possible. In 3G, it extended to internet. 4G, video was included. In 5G, the ultra HD video, 3D video, internet of things, and whatnot are to be explored, to be possible, to be facilitated with the help of technology. What is that we are discussing about as 5G technology? So 4G will continue. As I told you, when we started using 4G technology, 3G continued for long time, and still 3G and 2G phones are still used. If you go to rural areas, they do not have access to 4G, so they still use 2G and 3G systems. So 4G will continue to be used by the consumers and customers for common applications, as well as by the businesses and enterprises. But 5G would become a game changer. It would become a game changer because it has ability to support a massive number of static and mobile IoT devices. Huge number of, enormous number of IoT devices can be connected, can be supported by this, and this is the tremendous capability. It is because of, in addition to that, the speed, the bandwidth, and the quality of service. See, when we talk about mobile communication system, speed matters a lot. Bandwidth even matters a lot. But what is more important is quality of service. Do we get good quality of video? Video is transmitted and received, but are we receiving, are we intercepting good quality of video? Good quality of, the lectures? That depends, and there are many other metrics by which we define quality of service, QoS, in the mobile communications. So it will have even wider and better range of speed, bandwidth, and the quality. And reliability and low latency, another factor. Low latency, it will be so fast that it will reach to the destination with no time, almost no time. So therefore, reliability will be very good, but latency will also be extremely low latency. And therefore, in the beginning, I was telling you, self-driving car, smart energy grid, enhanced factory automation, these are all possible because of mobile technology. And 5G will bring revolutions. 5G will bring transformation in these areas. When we say self-driving car, Self-driving car is not popularly, is not popular on roads commonly, but it has to. It will come soon, and the 5G will play an important role. See, when I see the scenario of electronics and communication engineering and electronics engineering in most part of the country, I find that people are not inclined to this discipline. But when you just move to south part of the country, you will find people, the candidates, the students take more interest in the area of computer science and engineering and electronics and communication engineering. And I can tell you, those who are competent, those who are academically sound and having set up skills, there is no job opportunity. There is no problem of job opportunity. There is no problem of jobs. There are huge number of advances which are coming up in this area, and that will open new avenues in the opportunities in the jobs. So self-driving car, smart energy grid, which area has to be served, how much energy, where the energy amount could be saved, from which area, where the energy saving take place, where the energy requirement is more, and accordingly adaptively energy could be delivered. So the grids can also be connected with IoTs, and because of 5G technology, they also will become smart. Enhanced factory automation, the industrial automation, that will also be achieved because of the technology. So let's move to the next part. That is, 5G is expected to be catalyst for innovations across the industries. All industries will have different innovations because of the technology. There is a survey. The survey says that Ericsson, everyone probably knows about Ericsson. This survey says that 92% of executives from 100 major telecom operators, 92% of executives, they believe that 5G will pave the way for new emerging technologies. So number of advancements, number of innovations, number of new emerging technologies, their foundation will be based on evolution of 5G, the implementation of 5G. And the network will help to establish Internet of Things as indispensable part of the world. Very, very important part of the world. IoTs will be placed here and there. IoTs will be deployed here and there, and the network will help to connect IoTs and get these services, spread. There is another survey, Gartner, that speculates 20.4 billion connected devices. Now you can imagine why I was saying that it also brings job opportunities. It also brings opportunities for young minds, youth, because they are speculating 20.4 billion connected devices in the world will be there by 2020, and the number will still rise, and all those devices will be connected that is related with IoTs and the 5G. The current wireless infrastructure, as I told you, does not have that much capacity to accommodate billions of devices, millions of devices, and 5G can do it. What is more important is, with good exchange of information without minor lags. There is no delay. There is no loss of information. That is also possible. Those who have already started working in the area of development, manufacturing, IoT tools, IoT components, IoT devices, 5G infrastructure, they are claiming that there won't be any information lag, there won't be any significant loss in the information. So this is the tremendous capability of 5G. Some more points are there. It promises more IoT friendly ecosystem, and it will also provide improvement in the current capabilities of 4G. Obviously, 4G has limitation in bandwidth, it has limitation in latency, it has limitation in the speed, and those limitations could be overcome by 5G. For example, a HD movie can be downloaded within seconds. That would happen because you remember, how much is the size, or how much is the total space it takes. A HD movie in GBs, right? So if it 1 Gbps to 1 Gbps is the speed, you imagine 1 second, 1 GB will be downloaded. The meaning of 1 Gbps is in 1 second, 1 GB will be downloaded. And therefore, HD movie can be downloaded within seconds. And that is possible in 4G. There are studies, the study suggests that the network will see 90% of reduction in, this is an important point, 90% of reduction in network energy usage with up to 10 years worth of battery life. This is another area of actually study. The battery life will also be extended. But what is important here, what point I want to highlight here is 90% of reduction will be there in the network energy usage because of the smart devices, because of smart infrastructure, because of small devices will come up with the IoT and AI that is compatibilities, artificial intelligence and smart capabilities will be there in smart devices. And therefore will save a lot of energy also, the energy which is consumed by the network. Those who are interested in this area and those who have some knowledge in this area, they will be probably knowing that all across the world, the servers, more than 80% of the utilization is just wastage, and the energy is continuously consumed there. So you can imagine the network energy, how important it is. You can imagine the energy which is consumed in servers and the network management, deploying to the network, operating the networks, in the management of devices in the network, how important it is. So it's claimed that 90% of reduction will be also there in the energy requirement, energy usage in the network. That's interesting point. It has potential to offer massive connection power, fast speed, and that can help transform the healthcare sector. How it will transform, we'll just highlight. We'll come to that. It not only does have the capacity to impact medical Internet of Things. These days, when we talk about IoT, everything is becoming, IoT, medical Internet of Things. That is IOMT, Internet of Medical Things, or better to say Internet of Medical Things. And it will have tremendous change, tremendous transformation. Why? Because of augmented reality, that is AR, virtual reality, that is VR, AI, machine learning, artificial intelligence, remote medical learning. Remote medical learning. I can see the use of remote medical learning during COVID-19 time. You see that, in COVID-19 time, the doctors from those who have some experience in the treatment of COVID patients all across the world, they are communicating to each other. The doctors from AIIMS Delhi, they are imparting training to the doctors who are there in Mumbai, Indore or other parts of the country. The doctors who are working in Delhi are getting trained by the doctors who are in China or USA or Italy, wherever they have more experienced physicians in that area. So remote medical learning, remote medical training, remote patient monitoring. I will explain remote patient monitoring in some detail in next slide. So I mentioned two important terms. So I think I must tell you what those terms are, what those terms denote. Virtual reality. Virtual reality is nothing but it's a simulated experience of real world or beyond real world. For example, video games, 3D video games, educational purposes, medical, military training, all with the help of augmented reality, virtual reality, with the help of 3D imaging, with the help of 3D videos, all these trainings are happening for educational purposes. This is what is called as virtual reality. Virtual lab conduction, virtual lab experimentation, all are happening. And this virtual reality will have tremendous change, significance change, because in virtual reality, the data speed requirement is extremely huge. And therefore, this will become actual reality. And what is augmented reality? It's actually a combination of, real as well as virtual world, real-time interaction, accurate 3D registration of virtual as well as real objects. So these things are going to happen. These things are going to become reality. These are already existing. VR, AR are already there in the field of robotics, in the field of all automated systems. But soon it will have greater impact when 5G is associated with them. I want to mention one important application here also. Many videos you might have seen that the robot nurses, the robot doctors are going into the ward where only COVID patients are admitted. And how, you know, the doctors who are sitting outside are communicating with the patients inside, just because of technology, just because of sensor technology, just because of excellent network capacity, just because of excellent bandwidth capacity, and just because of mobile technology. So you just think about it. Now it is happening. Now even we want to extend these facilities. We want to extend the capabilities. Does 5G have all those capabilities? Of course, because it will have more bandwidth, more speed, lesser latency, because in medical field, in healthcare sector, latency plays very, very important role. And therefore, let's move to the next slide. This is some more details about, you know, 5G. Better communication will provide better efficiency. So better communication needs better network, and better network will be obtained by 5G. The diagnosis will be made in very, speedy diagnosis will take place. Transfer of large amount of files, large size of files, images and other contents will be transferred from one place to other place, from Delhi to other part of the world, from Delhi to Mumbai within no time. So the doctor who wants to perform surgery from Delhi to the patient who is admitted in Indore is possible. It is not possible when latency is high. When latency is low, it's absolutely possible. So all these are going to happen. I am actually discussing first part of the talk. Then we'll go to the healthcare. There you will find all these advantages. You might be wondering that who are the great players? Who are the players who are developing infrastructure for 5G? Yeah, there are some names mentioned here like Qualcomm, Samsung, Huawei, right? There were a lot of discussions about Huawei in the last year and last 6 months. I think you might be aware of these, right? Related to security issues, related to privacy issues. And many countries were raising some objections related to this company as far as the infrastructure development or deployment is concerned. But even Bharti Airtel, Reliance Jio, they are also coming up, you know, in association with some other companies in the development of, in manufacturing of the infrastructure required for 5G deployment. So as I told you, that was discussion about 5G and the capabilities. Now in 1 or 2 slides, we will discuss about IoT. These days, everyone understands what IoT. This picture you can see that with the help of internet, suppose you are visiting one house and you remember that your air condition in your house is switched on. You forgot to switch it off. So from your house, from your neighbor's house, or from your friend's house where you are visiting, you can just check the status of your air condition which is there in your house. Or any other devices. You just wear a smart clock and you can monitor your blood pressure, you can monitor your other health metrics. All these are happening with small tools, you know, compact tools. What is this technology called as? That is Internet of Things. So things are coming under the control of internet. So we call it as Internet of Things. Internet of Things can be implemented to control anything, any appliances, right from body, you know, the movements or any abnormalities inside the body. So IoT, what IoT is? It's interrelated or interconnected computing devices, maybe mechanical or digital machines that are provided unique IDs, and they have the ability to transfer data over a network without intervention of human to human or human to computer. Even there is no computer to human interaction. Whether there is no intervention from human to human, but IoTs can make it possible and can deliver what services are needed. And IoT is actually the convergence of number of technologies, real-time analytics, machine learning algorithms, machine learning methods, commodity sensors. When you discuss about IoT, And when you don't mention about sensor, it would be injustice to the sensor. So all commodity sensors, commonly used sensors, smart sensors are coming. If you talk about your smartphone, in ordinary smartphone, at least 22 sensors are here. Therefore, you can have capability to navigate to certain destination. You can check any kind of environmental related information in your smartphone. It is because of sensor. And of course, embedded system. So convergence of multiple technologies and many other things have made a common thing called as Internet of Things. Embedded system, wireless sensor network. The deployment is the sensors are deployed in wireless network, which is called as WSN, wireless sensor network. Control and automation, other signal processing tools, all of these things contribute to one common thing called as IoT. And then, as I was mentioning some examples in the beginning, smart home, smart city, smart environment monitoring system, anything you can control with the help of sensors. Just with the help of, you have a control room and all your smart sensors are deployed, connected with the network. You can monitor the pollution level. You can monitor the contamination of water level. You can monitor the radiation level of all the devices which are there in the city, and you can make your city smart city. You can make your environment smart environment. And believe me, these are happening now. These are actually happening all across the world. The cities are becoming smart, means they are getting connected with tremendous capability of network, and all these, to control, to mitigate the difficulties, to mitigate the problems related to pollution, related to environment, all are happening. I just want to include one picture here. This I have taken from our recently published paper. This paper was published in a journal of having 3.3 impact factor of SCI, and this paper is I worked jointly with a professor of Italy, and this professor of Italy is an alumnus of MIT US. So you can also understand what is the role of technology. I just want to mention here, because in last 24 hours, what we heard is very good news. Last 24 hours, we got 3 papers accepted in IEEE transaction and IEEE journals, all 3 in IEEE. And I want to tell you, these 3 papers are contributed in collaboration with 3 countries. One, a professor of Italy, one from IIIT Jabalpur, 2 are from NIT Raipur, and 1 me from Myanmar. So you can understand this is the power of technology. You can do your research on biomedical or any other area. We are currently working on biomedical, is just because of the capability of technology. The technology empowers you, and this is one picture from our paper we recently contributed with Italian professor, Advances in Smart Environment Monitoring Systems using IoT and Sensors. And this was the picture. This is the picture from there. You can see the smart sensors are deployed. The smart wireless sensor network is there. And you can connect all the buildings, everything in the city, even your vehicles, even your mobile vehicles, everything can be connected with the help of IoT, and you can have a smart environment system. There were a number of pictures. I would suggest you just Google GR Sinha Smart Environment Monitoring System in Google. You will go to this paper, full-length paper you can open, because that journal is open access journal. So there you can find that water contamination, air quality assessment, all these are controlled with the help of IoT devices. And why I am mentioning about air quality, the pollution, the radiation, water contamination, because all these are parts of good health care, good health, and therefore IoTs are having tremendous capabilities. So let's move forward. That is the healthcare and 5G. Now actually we are going to the third part, which is the agenda of today's lecture, the important agenda of today's lecture. I have tried to complete the first part, 5G and IoT. The second part is healthcare. The medical devices can be deployed in rural areas, suburban areas, the remote locations where doctors cannot reach. where the healthcare facilities are not there. You can deploy all those IoT devices, and you can make all your healthcare facilities in rural areas available. 5G is expected to bring about a tremendous improvement in patient care quality and experience, and will also understand if a person's from rural area are coming to a big city for treatment. Now you just tell me what happens these days. We go to a doctor. In most of the cases, forget about the old days when doctors will just check our nerves. These days, very few doctors will touch your nerves. Especially during COVID time, no one will touch you. But earlier they were, touching and pressing your nerves and they could find something. But these days, you think that no doctor will check your nerves and all that. What they will do? You just tell me what the doctors are doing. They will just talk to you. They will ask you what are your problems, what are your symptoms, for how many days you have been suffering. Now you tell me, a video room, IoT devices could be deployed to a village, a rural area. There, the person will come and the person will discuss his or her problem to the doctor who is sitting in USA, who is sitting in Delhi, AIIMS, and all those, benefits a rural person can get. And it is happening, I tell you. When India talks about digital India, go to every village. The sarpanch, the village head, has some, now capability, computing capability. They have internet facility, they have computers. It will take time, to empower more as far as the villages are concerned. But with the help of 5G, my village is in very remote area of Chhattisgarh, but I can talk to the people who are in my village on video because of technology. So as far as the healthcare sector is concerned, as far as the locations which are remotely, located, those locations are concerned, they will get great benefit of healthcare facilities by the 5G technology. The connected ambulances, I will talk about the ambulance, remote surgery, IoT sensor monitoring. 5G is expected to bring, revolution. The smallest devices, and the smallest devices will require lesser amount of energy, and the smallest devices, because of signal processing capabilities, because of artificial intelligence, will have high computation capabilities as well. And for healthcare, entire digital ecosystem can be developed that will cater medical research, medical diagnosis conditions, and provide treatment to the patients who are any part of the world. I'm not saying only rural areas. When I'm in a city, I also can get connected to one person. I can tell you one example. Few days ago, because my family is in India, so my wife said that she has some difficulty in her, in her head and having headache. So I was worried. Then I connected with my family doctor. They had discussion over the video and mobile phone, and he understood the problem thoroughly. He wrote some, medicine. My wife went outside, bought the medicine in just 4 days, got perfectly all right. So this is the power of technology. This is one scenario, a scenario of healthcare. You can see that a body is there, ECG recording, EMG recording, electromyography, electrocardiography, body temperature, patient positioning sensor, all these with the help of IoT devices. Think about the small devices which are coming now. You can measure your blood pressure, you can measure your all, the different components of your body related to different disease. And these are coming at very, popular, efficient and cheaper level. One can record ECG efficiently, even in the village with the help of IoT tools on your mobile and smartphones. And those things can be connected to doctor, can be connected to nurse, can be connected to. So the healthcare scenario connects everything, the patient and medical server, internet, medical doctor, nurses, emergency services, the ambulances, everything will be part of the healthcare scenario, the healthcare ecosystem. But what is important in this ecosystem is the speed. You cannot make compromise on the speed. The speed plays a very, very important role. And therefore, the speed is the biggest factor in 5G that will make this healthcare scenario possible. Intra-hospital monitoring. You can, collect the data, report the data, transmit the patient data to the remote monitoring center. The remote monitoring center may be deployed anywhere, and one can collect with the help of wearable devices, with the help of smart devices, the data, medical information can be collected. The devices are made in the form of patches that can transmit the patient's biometric information, blood pressure related information, ECG related data back to the monitoring center. Where in monitoring center, the doctors can just work on those medical data and medical information and can write the prescriptions, and this can bring. So intra-hospital, forget about inter-hospital and hospital to remote place. Even inside the hospital, the monitoring is possible. And I think you all agree that this is happening during the COVID-19. The doctors are sitting somewhere, they're sending robotic nurses, robotic toy-like things, and they are going to the patient, asking the details from the patient, and the doctors are writing prescriptions. So this is happening. So 5G will make the entire process of healthcare, entire process of monitoring the health much easier, much accurate, and much efficient with lesser latency time. Remote consultation, as I already discussed about remote consultation, the doctors can conduct real-time rounds in the wards, real-time rounds in the ward. Rather than going there, a robot can go, or even you are not required to send robot. Just put a different smart sensors in the ward, just switch on your IoT devices, and with the help of IoT devices, you can interact with the patients who are there in the ward. So in this way, in this manner, the doctor can attend more number of patients. The doctor can give more constructive time, more useful time in the treatment of patients. The networks, which is said to be faster and more secure, 5G, because in medical data, many people, are having apprehension that what will happen to the security of data, privacy of the data, security of personal data, medical related information. So there has been claim, there has been research, there has been studies, there has been research findings that suggest that it will have more security provisions in the 5G technology. Remote medical consultants can happen in real time. As I told you, consultancy, as if it's a real time consultancy, will happen just like face-to-face interaction. A doctor can talk to any person who is there in any part of the world and can convey the problems, and doctor accordingly can understand and can suggest and advise what best could be done to the person. I'm not saying that 5G and IoT will completely replace the hospital. We are not saying that. No one is saying that. What we are saying that more efficient medical infrastructure, more efficient healthcare system, more a better ecosystem of healthcare system that can outreach to common people, that can outreach to any people with reduced cost, with reduced time and more efficiency. All these are possible in healthcare system. And it's not that it has not been started. It has already started. When COVID spread was very high, reported high in Italy and Spain, people were saying that they are very rich in technology. They are very, very advanced in technology, but they're not able to control. That's another point of discussion. It's the nature of COVID. It's spreading in that way. We can't, have discussion on that. But as far as the technologies are concerned, they are using modern technologies. They are using these 5G networks in the healthcare sector, and in a better way they are able to monitor. So specialist diagnosis such as ECG monitoring, medical images, test results, all can be transmitted in real time. You think about that. Early, just 5-7 years ago, you had to get some medical test, blood report test. So they were sending your blood sample to other places, and your report was supposed to come. A report was used to be received by the customer or the patient within a week or after the week time. Now it's not that, it has become much efficient, and in 1 day or 2 days, one can get the report. The doctors will be able to provide special diagnosis services anywhere, anytime. I visited to Puttaparthi, right, some 5 years ago for a PhD Viva conduction. Satya Sai Puttaparthi, you all may be heard, you might have heard about Puttaparthi, Satya Sai. There is a great hospital. So the doctors from America and other countries, they visit that place They do not charge anything. They come by chartered flight or they come by special flights, you know, and they reach there. Now, because of technology, many of the doctors, you know, can avoid traveling to here and there, and from their own place, they can provide the consultancy. How? I'm not saying that they will do surgery from there, but those people, those surgeons who are smart enough, who are intelligent enough, who are very good in the hospital, they can get benefit of their advice with the help of good quality of video, and they can do real-time surgery with the help of that type of surgeon who is supposed to be, you know, expert surgeon all across the world. So that is possible because of 5G technology. Remote surgery, because of low latency, high speed, high reliability, the remote surgery is possible far away from, you know, primary hospitals. The robotic surgery, people are also saying the robotic surgery is a lot possible. Now you tell me, with the help of a smart sensor, there is some problem, blockage in the heart, blockage in our, you know, heart. The doctors, what they're doing, they're sending one smart sensor, a very, very minute sensor inside the body with the help of technology, and they are operating and they are removing the blockage. Is it not the outcome of advanced technology? It's the outcome of advanced technology. This is called as computer aided diagnosis system. 5G transforms emergency services. How emergency services? The patient's past medical records, ECGs, ultrasonography, all these information could be connected. I will discuss about medical emergency, like your ambulance. The ambulances, all ambulances, because of deployment of 5G and IoT devices, sensors, smart sensors there, the ambulance can become a smart ambulance. And that smart ambulance, the person who is there can communicate to all emergency situations to the doctor who is there in the hospital and result back to emergency room, doctors from guidance in real time. So doctors can advise the person who is attending inside the ambulance, do this, do that, and maybe, you know, the life of patient can be saved. So that's possible. So the ambulances can become smart ambulances. The ambulances can be connected with the network and the technology. This is the role of 5G in healthcare. And then the remote consultation system, I have already explained, how the ambulance can help and prepare hospital staff. So what will happen? The person who is sitting inside the ambulance can also report to the doctor that these are the conditions, these are the real-time conditions of the patient who is you know, reaching to the hospital with this in this ambulance. So based on those conditions, that preparedness in the hospital, the preparedness in the hospital could be made, dealing with the trauma and all that life-threatening emergencies before actually the patient reaches to the hospital. So that's also very interesting thing, that ambulances can become smart and the patient's life can be saved, because the doctors will find out what precaution, what preparation is required for that patient, that emergency patient. And the next point is transmission of large files. I think we had already discussed about this. Generally what happens when you communicate something with the help of internet, those who have idea about images, image processing, as far as all data are concerned, the data which you transmit through internet, the maximum size or space the images and videos only occupy. Therefore, when you download a video, download a big size image, it takes a lot of time. So therefore, since the medical sector, healthcare sector involves transferring of digitized images, medical images, and a number of modalities, ECG and other types of images, even the files, the medical file information will carry the details of ECG and other medical imaging signals. The dimension is very large and it must be sent to the clinicians or the specialist with very small amount of time. So that's possible. You can see here that all are trying to reach in this picture, right? And that they want to transfer the data quickly, but it's not happening. So with the help of 5G, the data can be transmitted very quickly. The delays in the transmission is there because of limited bandwidth. Those who have idea about mobile communication, they know it very well. Based on bandwidth, you calculate the delay, you calculate the actual time. how much time, per sample will take. So when you have 1 Mbps, so per sample, one stream of sample will take microsecond to reach. So when you say Gbps, gigabits per second, obviously the time delay, the time period of one sample, will be required, will be in nanosecond. So therefore, when bandwidth is limited, there will be delay. When bandwidth is becoming high, the delay will become lesser and lesser. So the number of patients seen are the cause that cause delays in treatment pathway. When there is more delay, the number of patients which could be handled by a doctor will also be less, and that will increase because of the technology. Implementation of 5G will solve these problems. Now, artificial intelligence. I think probably I will not discuss much on artificial intelligence because these days probably everyone is aware of what is artificial intelligence. We human beings are natural intelligent. Our intelligence is natural intelligence. The machine tries to mimic human being, what is called as artificial intelligence. We have machine learning methods and tools which are used by the machines and computers for their training, for their learning. So computer is trained, computer is learned to understand the data, to take the decision, and to keep some, to provide, some appropriate classification and decision tasks in the healthcare. So these days we have CAD-based systems in modern hospitals. The CAD-based systems are computer-aided diagnosis. So when we say computer-aided diagnosis, it has capability of machine learning algorithms, machine learning methods. And when we say machine learning methods these days, we are talking about deep learning. And those who know about deep learning, the biggest requirement as far as the computer is concerned, people say that it must have GPU so that it will support the deep learning, which is much far beyond, much better than the ordinary neural network. So the compatibility, the requirement of deep learning, the modern machine learning tools will also be simplified, will also become efficient with the help of 5G. It will increase the reliability, it will increase the accuracy and extract. See, what will happen when you are using AI and machine learning in healthcare, when you are capturing the medical data, when capturing the ECG, how does CAD work? It extracts the features. For example, when you buy a smartphone, you record your fingerprint. Does your fingerprint image, is your fingerprint image recorded inside the smartphone? No. A smartphone has a database of features of your fingerprint, which are called as traits. So those traits are there. So extraction of the medical features, extraction of features of ECG signal, features of other medical imaging signals will be more efficiently done when AI will be implemented in a better way with the help of better network speed and better bandwidth. So due to high capacity network, healthcare can use appropriate machine learning to provide best care possible. And then this diagram is very interesting. When the alone radiologist gives the treatment, he may miss this much area. When CAD is involved, this much area may be overlooked as far as cancer detection or any other abnormality detection is concerned. But when you involve CAD, capable with artificial or empowered by artificial intelligence, the possibility of overlooking the cancer area or the abnormality detection will be very less. So this is the power of CAD, that is computer-aided diagnosis, that is empowered by AI. And when we are implementing this CAD in remote healthcare system, remote monitoring of patients, then probably, then 5G will play a significant role. Some more points. That effective telemedicine, this is the area, telemedicine. Telemedicine is the area where the real time with the help of high quality video, real time experience the patient can get benefit of, rather than going to a particular hospital, or even the doctors, the physicians who are giving you the treatment, they are not competent about, they are not expert about what problem you have, what difficulties you have. They can get connected to the doctor anywhere in the world and can provide you the better treatment. So the real-time video for video-based medical consultation, that will help to improve access to care and quality of care. Access to healthcare and quality of healthcare, both will be achieved. Probably we started 12:10. I promise that I will complete in 1 hour. So we started at 12:10. So in next 10 to 15 minutes, I'll try to complete the talk and then I'll take some questions. So language translator, for example, I know that the people from other countries go to India and other parts of the world. People from Myanmar go to Chennai and Delhi for the treatment. And those who go to Chennai, many of them, they cannot speak English, they cannot speak Hindi. So how they will do? In that case, the person who has some problem in Myanmar can get connected to one doctor in Chennai, and the Chennai doctor can give him advice, give her advice with the help of some translator. So the translator means language processing, the speech processing, and reaching to the destination or the correct person within no time. All will happen because of tremendous capability of 5G. It will help great exchange of high secure data, as I already mentioned. Low latency will be there, the security will be high, and diagnosis will be provided better with the help of smartphones, mobile apps, cloud services, devices, sensors, machines, and systems. It will provide an efficient data analysis also in the healthcare system. And there will be innovations, research in remote diagnosis, remote surgeries, greater transparencies, and improved patient engagement. Patient engagement will also be there. Patient can convey his or her problem, in a better way in this type of system again and again. Then one more interesting thing in healthcare sector will come because of network capabilities, decentralizing the healthcare. Your hospital is outreaching to village. Your medical facilities are outreaching to rural area, suburban area. Your hospital is reaching to your home. This is what is called as decentralization. So it will accelerate this industrial growth towards making the hospital outside the hospital an urgent care center, walk-in, like you go for walk-in interview. So walk-in clinic, outpatient surgery centers, home healthcare systems, all this could be developed. I don't think, days are, ahead or very far when this is not possible. I can see that this is going to be possible in future very soon. 5G will support decentralized healthcare ecosystem as more accessible, as I've already explained, more accessible. It can be accessed by anyone and in more efficient manner. It will enhance live stream video conferencing. We already had a discussion. Live stream video conferencing with low latency, and it can provide faster remote access to electronic health record, improve online and live remote consultation, more efficient data transfer through mobile apps. All these can be done with the help of smartphones and the mobile apps. Believe me, your smartphones could be empowered, could be enabled in order to capture a lot of medical data. Days are not far. It will happen. The 5G technology enabled infrastructure and the devices will have the capabilities to capture and record a lot of medical information of a patient real time through the streaming of video, and the doctor can advise on the real time face-to-face interaction basis only. So as I told you, ultimate aim is to improve the quality of life, because whenever we do some research, we do something, our main aim is to improve the quality of life. So the society, the socio-economic impact of 5G will be, the quality of life will be improved. When we say quality of life, it does not only mean comfortability. It does not only mean luxury. When we go for luxury, we get a lot of network and these computing capabilities we have to use for constructive purposes. If we do not use for constructive purposes, we are not going to get benefit. But when we use for constructive purposes, we'll get benefit of the technology. And seamless connectivity will be there, low latency will be there. It can enable distributed patient-centric delivery at multiple points of care. Like at multiple points, you can get milk or you can get something. So at multiple points, you see the technology. Now you see the digital India. The person can apply for his domicile certificate, caste certificate from anywhere in the village, any part of the country, and he can get his certificate delivered to his home. Is because of technology. So it will be delivered like at multiple points of care will be there, and this will help to reduce the cost and time as far as the medical specialist is concerned. It will avoid long waiting list, because you will get a number, you will get particular time. At that time, you can log in, just like we are attending this meeting. On a given time, you log into your doctor, talk to your doctor will give you the prescription. So rural people, and you can say that rural people are not much educated. They're not aware of the technologies, but they are now, they have started using technologies. They have started using all these things with the help of village heads, sarpanch, or the persons who are educated in the villages. So it's possible. High quality care, high quality health care will reach to the common people, common masses. That's the greatest benefit in the healthcare sector. And this is the, I told you in last 3 to 4, 5 minutes, we'll discuss about standards and challenges. So despite the increasing number of devices, there are concerns related to healthcare industry has a number of challenges related to regulatory bodies. A lot of regulations are there. They don't allow to use all these facilities. They will not easily agree that no, this is the way we can monitor the growth of patient who is there in the rural area. Standardization of process. So many international agencies are involved. So standardization, regulation, regulatory bodies are involved. So what is essential? The wide consensus around health related standards with a priority on interoperability by the design. And this is how you can address by interfacing the different industries and stakeholders like hospitals, pharmaceutical industries, medical device manufacturers, health informatics, so that they reach to the common page, they reach to the common platform, and they develop something which is compatible with interoperable issues, compatible with the different regulatory issues, compatible with the different standards. So that is one thing. And probably, don't worry, the thank you slide is coming very soon. To realize and to explore the fullest capability, healthcare sector will require supportive regulatory framework, and different policies are there in healthcare, ranging from transparency, the policies for transparency, policies for data ownership, privacy, data exchange, permissions for offering medical services, liability, responsibility issues. For all these things, a lot of policies need to be formulated. So these are the challenges. But believe me, all good countries like India, all emerging countries like India, all aware, self-aware countries like India, they are very much proactive in these areas. There must have been discussions started on these policy formulations, and I don't think that it will it will not be reality. It will soon be reality. And security and privacy I've already discussed. So let's go to the conclusion and thank you slide. So concluding remarks are: healthy society makes healthy world, and the better future will come with 5G enabled smart healthcare system. There is one infrastructure development of USA like BritGera that already completed prototypes and pilot implementations on medication monitoring to clinical trials to come healthcare using 5G. 5G brings low latency. We have had enough discussion to provide real-time information, either to deliver live HD video, to paramedic, or enable remote surgery. High bandwidth empowers doctors to keep in contact with patients or elderly, to transmit or analyze the large amount of data. And reliability and security are also the issues within the hospitals. So 5G is believed to come with a lot of those addressing interoperability issues and having good reliability, having good amount of security in it. So what I can say in this lecture, that I have attempted to give an overview of what the 5G technology, what is IoT, and what capabilities are there in 5G, and how these capabilities could help in transforming the healthcare sector and in reaching to the common people, reaching to the rural areas, reaching to the suburban areas, and reaching to everyone. Because I believe that ultimate objective of any research, ultimate objective of any advancement in technology, to help the people, to help the common people. And health is the most important factor for everyone. The biggest and most important factor for quality of life of everyone is health. And I believe that 5G will be really a game changer in the area of healthcare. So with this, thank you so much. With one inspiring equation, this equation says that more is the commitment, more will be excellence. If you are doing some work half-heartedly, your excellence will be 1/4. And if you are committed, double, you are doing something with a lot of excitement, huge enthusiasm, your excellence will be more. So I believe that, this will help young guys, faculty members to start to initiate some studies and research in these areas. And I can tell you, this would definitely bring a lot of employment opportunities in the area of IoT tools development, in the area of deployment of sensors, and in the area of mobile technologies. With these